Welcome to another episode of Fact or Fiction. It's me, AD Dolphin, the CEO of Dherbs.com. And this week, we are gonna debunk some things. We're gonna find out what's fact and what's fiction. Hey AD, I've always lived by the rule that being in the cold for too long makes you sick. It's something my mother told me, and it's a lesson I've passed on to my daughter. Given that the colder months are around the corner and it's during COVID-19, I want to keep extra safe. Any tips or information would be greatly appreciated. Maybe it's not even real, and I'm living a lie. Thanks, Bridget. Bridget, I'm so glad you asked this question. When I was a kid, especially during the winter, my mother would always tell me, put on a coat, you're gonna catch a cold, this, that, it's cold outside. Guess what, Bridget? It's a lie. This is fiction. Look, the weather has nothing to do with catching a cold. Unless you're being affected by an airborne virus or you touch a surface that's already being contaminated, you will not get sick. I don't care if it's sunny outside. I don't care if it's snowy outside. I don't care if you have wet hair or dry hair. It doesn't matter. Unless you come in contact with someone with a virus, you're not going to get sick. Everyone has a cold during the winter, and you're right. And the reason why you're right is because rhinoviruses thrive in colder weather. Rhinoviruses are the viruses that causes the common cold. During the winter, no one wants to be outside. Everybody wants to be inside. Now, if you have one infected person amongst the crowd, he's gonna slowly infect the crowd. 2 or 3 days later, next thing you know, you're coughing, you're sneezing, and you have the common cold. And that's the reason why people are catching more colds during the winter. Next question. Hello, AD. I'm a crack addict in that I can't get enough of cracking my joints, especially my fingers and toes. If I'm bored, I crack. If I sit in traffic, I crack. If I watch Netflix, I crack. I'm just wondering if cracking will give me arthritis because that's what a bunch of my friends and family keep telling me. Can you let me know? Thanks, Grace. Grace, this is a great question because I used to have a girlfriend that used to crack her knuckle and it drove me crazy. So I'm interested in what's the answer. And after doing the research, it shows that there is absolutely no evidence that proves that cracking your knuckle is going to give you arthritis in the future. This is fiction. You know what's funny? I don't even know how you guys crack your knuckles. That shit is bizarre. But look, you can rest easy. It's not gonna potentially give you arthritis. It's not gonna happen. This is one thing I can tell you, it's annoying as hell. And I think that's what's potentially created the myth. It turns out many experts are saying sometimes people are actually cracking their knuckles and joints because they're actually relieving pain. To be honest, I don't know if that's true, but I'm definitely gonna give my ex-girlfriend a call to find out, is she relieving pain? I know she was a pain in the ass though. If you're trying to crack a ligament or a joint or anything like that and it's not cracking, stop, because you're just gonna overstretch that joint and that can definitely cause you pain. Look, that's why they have chiropractors. If you're having an issue with your neck or your spine or your back, take your ass to the chiropractor. Stop putting us all through all these noises and whatnot. Nobody want to hear that shit. I hope you're not trying to be one of those friends that's saying, stretch me, step walk on my back, and all this other stuff. If you do these things improperly and don't see a professional, you can actually hurt yourself for the future. Next question. Hey AD, I'm a single mom of 2 kids and I try my best to make sure they do not have sweets. My brother came into town last week and gave them a bunch of sugary snacks and I was outraged. He told me that my claims were false and the candy wasn't the reason why they were bouncing off the walls. Is he right, or do I have a good reason to be upset? Thanks, Angie. We've all heard it. Don't give him any candy. He's gonna be up for hours. And it's absolutely false. This means my mother denied me so much candy as a kid. I'm pissed. This is fiction. So many parents think the hyperactivity of their particular child is due to sugar, and it's absolutely not true. This hyperactivity for children is driven by the environment. When they're playing outside, kids love to have candy. When they're at a party, a birthday party, visiting grandma, I don't know, a special event. That's when they're acting up and they have so much energy because there's so many other kids around. It has to do with the event, not the sugar. They did this study. It's crazy. So they did the study. They put a bunch of kids in a room. They gave them a sugary drink. And of course, the kids ran wild. And they asked the parents, why was their child behaving like this? And what the parents said, well, you gave them a sugary drink. But what happened was, at the end of the experiments, they let them know that the drink had no sugar in it. It was a placebo. It had no sugar whatsoever. The reason why the kids were behaving like they were behaving, because there were other kids around. It was the environment that induced them to act that way. That's it. It has nothing to do with sugar. And if my mother is listening to this, I want some candy. But you gotta be a scientist to open this mother. Thanks for watching another episode of Fact or Fiction. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. Or you can email us at factorfiction@dherbs.com. And you already know what I'm about to say. Hit the subscribe button. And Mom, look, you killed me when I was little. I think you're actually smarter when you eat candy.